Merry Christmas. Have you heard of the story of the goose and the golden egg? Well, it goes something like this. There was a farmer who discovered one day that his goose started to lay a golden egg. And it wasn't just any normal golden egg that maybe had a golden shell but a regular egg inside. No, this was a solid golden egg. So the next day he comes back, and there it is again, the golden egg that his goose had lain. And he comes back the next day and the next day and the day after that. And every single day he starts collecting these golden eggs. And after a short period of time, he started to get pretty rich. And he was taking more and more of these eggs to market, and he was bartering with them and getting a lot of stuff and getting wealthier and wealthier. And he decided after a little while that he wanted to get as many of the eggs as possible. He had this idea that maybe instead of waiting every day, he could just cut the goose open and get all the eggs at once, and then he'd be even richer and more wealthy. Well, as you can imagine, after he cut the goose open, he found not a single egg, and not only did he not find a single egg, but he had also killed the goose, and there were no more eggs after that. And so that is the tragic end to the story. And I want you to think the beautiful thing about these stories is that they just have so much to offer us. And just think for a minute about what that story said to you. All right, so just think for 30 seconds, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds. What did that story say to you? Well, I can tell you what it said to me, and that is the following. Basically, in life, we can choose to either delay gratification over a longer period of time or to try to, quote unquote, get rich quick. And that could apply to finances, but it can also apply to our happiness. A lot of times we feel like I just want it all right now. I want to feel the good feels right now, and I don't want to wait for a long period of time. And we end up kind of burning ourselves out or other people out or our resources, and we lose everything, right? But I think the truth that this story has to tell us is that the best thing to do is to turn our lives into a way of life. So whether that means regularly cultivating an exercise habit or regularly cultivating a relationship habit of getting to see friends over a long period of time, but whatever it is, I think we all love and value spontaneity and doing things just kind of off the cuff and without thinking about them. And there is a place for that. But I think as we grow and we get older, we realize that the more that we can establish good habits and good routines, the more it's going to pay off over time, and that we're going to keep getting that golden egg of happiness and of health and of fulfillment. And what happens is that if we just place our trust in spontaneity, then we will develop habits, whether we like it or not. They're just probably not going to be intentional. They're not going to be good, and they might not even be healthy habits. Like, whether I like it or not, just going to the refrigerator and eating some food if I want to be spontaneous. So regardless, as human beings, we are actually habitual human beings. We are creatures of habit, and we can either be intentional about that and choose good habits that are going to give us that golden egg on a daily basis. Might not be as much as we want at one point or one time, but it still will be a sense of fulfillment and happiness and health and whatever. Or we can choose to be spontaneous, and we're going to develop those negative habits unintentionally, which are not going to be contributing to that daily golden egg. So just something to think about, especially as we start our new year and we have our New Year's resolutions and desire to start new and good habits, that it's better to have one seemingly small golden egg a day than to try to get rich quick and kill the goose in order to get all the eggs and realize that we neither have the goose nor the eggs. So let's cultivate those good habits. Let's think realistically, not try to burn ourselves out, and just do a tiny little thing a day. And as far as that relates to our spiritual lives, I would say if we can be comfortable in silence with ourselves and with God, even for 30 seconds, but every single day, I think we will gain an enormous amount of fulfillment and of joy in our relationship with Christ on a continuing and ongoing basis. Love you guys and hope you have a wonderful new year and look forward to seeing you soon.